Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna. This is my mom, Gina.
He is the journalist.
He's the enthusiast.
I'm super enthusiastic because we're talking about my favorite sport ever, which is football.
Yes,
whoop, whoop.
We are right in the meat and potatoes of football season right now. We are entering week 5 for the NFL and week 6 for college football. And so this is really where people start to kind of find out who's really good and who's not so good, who was supposed to be good and who is really good. And so
who people overlooked.
Right. The preseason rankings are kind of done with now.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of get a feel for who's a Heisman Trophy candidate. As far as the NFL, you get to see teams that you didn't really expect or to be good, or kind of they are right where they say they're going to be.
Well, again, there's surprises all across the board.
Yeah,
so who knew the Patriots would be sitting at 2-2?
Right, exactly. The Giants sitting
and they really could be 1-3, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Giants are winless. You know, there are teams out there that just really are doing terrible. And so that's what's kind of nice about kind of the midpoint or that kind of middle section of the football season is you get a chance to kind of get a different perspective or different look on each team. So let's talk about college as there's a big game tonight.
Yes.
We've got Louisville and NC State taking place. NC State right now is kind of not necessarily a giant killer because they were really good last year. I think there was some weird stat. It's like they lost a few games, like they lost a couple of their big games by like 10 points or less. It was like really close. So
they were playing people tough, and then this year they came in and slayed the dragon early.
Yeah, exactly. And that dragon is not really much of a dragon right now. And we're talking about Florida State, how they were supposed to be really good. I was high on them earlier, and then they just really.
But they lost their quarterback. Francois is out basically for the season, and so. But anyway, NC State, came in and did their thing. So tonight they're playing Louisville. Louisville's playing at NC State. Louisville has the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Lamar Jackson, and he looks phenomenal. He's still doing his thing. Clemson sat them down hard last week. So this is kind of rebound game for them, but they're on the road at NC State. So this could be a gotcha-getcha game.
It is, yes. And so there are some other games that we do want to talk about. Nebraska, Wisconsin, Penn State, Northwestern, K-State, Texas, Alabama at A&M.
Big one.
And then there's some other games that
any other year would have been big. This would be like, oh, it's a big week this week. Like, you got Miami, Florida State. That's traditional. Washington State at Oregon would be a big, Pac-12 matchup if Oregon was still good. Then the Michigan State versus Michigan game. And out of the SEC, the LSU versus Florida game. These, in any other year, would be huge games. The buildup would be there. This year, all of those teams are kind of, at least one side of those draws are not living up to their potential, so they're kind of like, meh.
And some of those games, so do you want to talk about some of the main games, or do you want to talk about those kind of should-be games?
Let's start Louisville, NC State, then go through the should-bes, and then let's, build it up. We'll build to it.
Okay, well, yeah, you go ahead and start us off here.
All right, well, Louisville at NC State. Again, it's going to be a real gotcha game for Louisville. They have to go on the road. NC State is a better team than people give them credit for. I'm actually going to call the upset here and say NC State.
Well, and I think it is an upset if NC State does win, but NC State's ranked 24 and Louisville is 17. So I don't know if it's going to be
how
huge
big
upset.
an upset.
Because I think, and it's at NC State, so this could be a legitimate win for NC State. I think I may have to agree with you on this. They've got a really good pass rush. So I think I may go NC State, even though Lamar Jackson is my guy for Louisville. Florida State, Miami. I'm going Miami. I think Florida State is kind of depleted right now, and Miami's playing really good football, and so Florida State's trying to lick their wounds, and they're feeling sorry for themselves, and I think Miami's going to win this one.
Yeah, no question. Miami is going to win, and they're going to win big. They're not going to even take the foot off the gas. Washington State at Oregon, again, but there were years where this would be a big game, and mostly because Oregon would beat Washington State down. Washington State is ranked. They're ranked high, and they are playing well. They are one of those teams that crept up on everybody. I just don't think Oregon quite has it together yet. I'm going to go Washington State, even though they're playing in Eugene.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. The big reason why this is an interesting matchup is because Washington State beat USC last week, and then this is in Oregon, in Eugene. I think I may give the nod to Oregon. It's only one loss, and Maybe Washington State feels like, hey, they're better than what they really are. I don't know if I believe in Washington State. So, therefore, I'm going to just go with Oregon. Willie Taggart is the head coach there.
I like Willie Taggart, and I'm
just some good things going on there.
I don't believe in Washington State, but I believe in Oregon less this year. Michigan State at Michigan. This is another traditional gotcha game, but this year the athletes are all on the Michigan side of the field. So I'm just going to go with Michigan. They're playing in the big house. I'm going with Michigan.
I would like to see Michigan play a complete game. I don't know what they're really going to do. I have not believed in them this year. They have not looked good offensively. Their defense has kept them in games all year long. Their quarterback play has been very inconsistent. And this is a rematch from 2 years ago where
Harbaugh's first year
dropped the punt and Michigan State scooped and scored. And so there's going to be a lot of hype here. Michigan State's not ranked. They've been a grind you out type of team this year, so on paper, Michigan should win. I'm not that excited for the game, to be quite honest, but I guess I'll just go with Michigan.
Smart choice.
By default.
Let's just listen to your mama. Now, LSU at Florida. This would be one of those, oh my God, get your popcorn and your beer ready. We're going to go at it. LSU is in a lot of trouble right now. Ed O is really on the hot seat, and they just don't look good. They don't look good on either side of the ball. They got beat by Troy last week. Paid Troy almost $1 million to come play them for their homecoming game to get beat.
Yeah.
They're spinning. Do I think they're going to play better this week? Yes. But unfortunately, I think Florida, I can't do Jim McElwain. But at the end of the day, they're playing Florida at Florida, and I have to go with the Gators.
I'm going to also go with the Gators, even though this is another game that it should be heavyweight matchup. I'm not that excited just for the fact that Florida doesn't look that good this year, and LSU clearly is not looking that good this year as well. So I'm just going to go with Florida because they're at home. And then we have Ole Miss and Auburn, and this is another one of those where it's like, hey, Ole Miss got destroyed last week against Alabama, and Auburn has been inconsistent.
They're ranked pretty high, though. Somebody thinks pretty good of them.
They're ranked high, but again, I don't really believe in Auburn. So
I don't either.
It's one of those games where I'm going to give it to Auburn just because they're ranked higher than Ole Miss. So.
I'm going to give it to Auburn because they're at home. There you go. Yeah. That's it. All right, let's pick some other ones. This Alabama at A&M game. A&M, Kevin Sumlin, his seat is not only hot, it's on fire, in fuego. Alabama is the #1 team in the country. They should win this game, but it is hard to beat the Aggies at home. That 12th man is real.
Yes.
And I will tell you, I hope for your sake, A&M, if you don't win, you play tough and play close. Because if Alabama comes in there and runs through you, Kevin ain't going to make it out of the building. Job done, fired.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ditto. A&M has to, if they don't win, they have to play extremely well. It's 5-0 versus 4-1, and the 12th man's a tough place to play at. So
I'm calling Alabama.
Yeah, I'm going to also go Alabama. But if A&M, you want to keep your head coach, got to play well.
You better play hard.
All right, K-State, Texas, what do you got?
K-State always has Texas's number. Now, you are playing in Austin, but I believe in Bill. I saw the Wildcats look great last week against Baylor. It's going to be a tough game. Texas is going to be tough to beat at home, but we've traditionally had their number, so I'm going with the Cats.
Yeah, I'm going to also go with K-State. I think they're playing really good football. Texas is very inconsistent right now, and yeah, we just have Texas's number, so
all right, you do this one.
All right.
I'm going to just ditto whatever you say on this.
Penn State, Northwestern. It's in Northwestern, that tough environment there. I believe it's Evansville. Penn State's playing really good football right now, so I'm going to still give them the nod. This could be a trip-you-up game.
I also agree with that, Penn State. I'm sorry, I thought we were picking Nebraska, Wisconsin.
No.
Now pick, and I'm just going to let you do it. I can't
Nebraska,
put my name
Wisconsin.
on it.
This is a huge game. The two teams are very similar. Nebraska's got to play well if they want to win. It's in Lincoln. Wisconsin, I think, is a top 10 team from a lot of the rankings, so this will be a huge, huge win for all those players. Just off of pride alone in my heart, I'm going to go with Nebraska.
Ditto.
All right. So we'll keep our eye on all those college games. Let's quickly run through these NFL games.
Right. We're only going to pick 4 games this week because normally we pick 10, but some of them just aren't that interesting.
And let's start with the game tonight. We've got the Patriots and the Bucks. Who do you got?
I'm actually going to go Patriots. The Patriots technically could be a 1-3 team right now because the Texans came in there and basically beat them the whole game till the last 12 seconds. The Chiefs obviously got them, and then they lost to the Panthers. So the Patriots are not about to lose 2 games in a row. I don't care who you're playing. Patriots.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if the Patriots drop this one, but the Bucks are really hard to beat at home, but I'm going to stick with the Patriots, and that's going to be close.
All right, then let's go Packers and Cowboys.
Okay.
This is a rematch of the playoffs last year, NFC playoffs.
NFC playoff game,
the Cowboys need to win this game. They need to come in. I hope they've spent this week fixing their defense. Dak still, to me, looks good. Zeke's got to step up. I unfortunately can't pick against Aaron Rodgers. Even in Jerry World, I'm going Packers.
Yeah, the defense has to step up. They haven't had pressure on the quarterback. Cowboys speaking, that is. The offense will be fine, but the defense for the Cowboys has to step up. And until that has happened, there's no way I can not pick against the Packers. So I'm going Aaron Rodgers. All right, Seahawks and Rams, divisional game.
Good game.
This will be a tough one. Yeah, in LA. Game. What are your thoughts?
I think the Rams are a whole lot better than anybody else thought. I think it shows you how important a coach is. Jeff Fisher had this almost exact same team looking terrible, and McVay has come in and turned them around. I'm actually going Rams.
I think I'm going to go with the Rams, too. Seahawks have not played well on the road, and I think they are going to have their hands full with the Rams, and so
then
it's going to be tough.
Finish the picks. I saved the best for last. My two teams, Kansas City Chiefs and the Texans.
Houston Texans.
Houston Texans, thank you. I could talk about this all day, but I won't. I'm just going to go with my heart, and I have to go with my Chiefs. We are 4-0. I think it's a gotcha because you just don't want that undefeated thing. And Texans are hard to beat at home, and Deshaun Watson looks amazing. The Texas defense looks good. We're without Eric Berry, but I just can't pick against my Chiefs, so I'm going to go Chiefs.
Yeah, these two teams play each other quite a bit in the playoffs. They played last year, the first game of the season, and there was some backlash from that playoff game the year before that. So these teams know each other very well.
Deshaun Watson is new.
Yeah, he's new, and I just think our Chiefs defense is really good right now. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Definitely going with the Chiefs.
Well, those are all our picks, but there was something else, and I know we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're a little bit over time here, but we just want to mention that when you're an athlete, you've got a responsibility to the things that you say and how you react to reporters and to the fans and to anyone that's coming up to you. And Cam Newton just kind of scoffed at this woman reporter, a beat reporter for the Carolina Panthers, and she just asked him a simple football question about receivers and the physicality of one of his players and how he's running his routes. And he just laughed at her like, oh, I can't believe this woman is asking me an intelligent football question. Like he was surprised that she was going to ask him a football question. And it's just disappointing because it's 2017 and we shouldn't have to denigrate or put women at any level of jobs or anything like that below anyone. And so it was really embarrassing for him. It's not a good look. What are your quick thoughts on this?
Real quick thoughts, and I would say for anybody who's going to rush at any level to defend Cam Newton, it's because I've heard a couple of the athletes, most of them black male athletes, trying to defend him. Let me put this the same way I did when LeVar Ball did his nonsense. If this was a black reporter in a room and a white quarterback, and the black reporter asks him a question about something football related, and the white quarterback looks at it and goes, oh, it's funny to see a black guy talking about quarterback calls. Oh, how cute. The little black guy wants to play in the big leagues. We would all be beside ourselves. Yeah. We cannot accept the denigration of women and act like this woman who is a reporter who asked a football-related question should be laughed at, scoffed at, and denigrated. He should be ashamed of himself. I'm off the Cam train, which I have been for a long time. There's no place in this sport. There's no place in this country for it. I'm sick of seeing people degrading each other.
Yeah.
It's not okay with me if it's LeVar Ball or Cam Newton or Donald Trump. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm tired of it.
It's embarrassing. It's a terrible look, and he at the very least needs to issue an apology. And
shame on you, Cam Newton.
It's 2017, man. We got to be above that. So
all right, that's the end of it.
Hopefully, everyone can learn from that and realizes that that's not something you should be doing.
Okay? I'll tell you what. When you're black and a woman, we in here fighting all day long.
Yeah. Well, we want to say we appreciate your time, folks. Thank you for your thoughts on this tough issue. We're going to be watching these games very closely this weekend. We want to say we appreciate your time, and hey, we'll see you again, folks.